Since last October, Cardinal Mauro Piacenza has worked as the prefect of the Congregation for the Clergy, which is a key office at the Vatican, assisting priests in their formation and pastoral ministry. He's well aware of how this department functions since he's worked there since 1990.
What I intend with God's help is to be transparent to God's action, and also secondly to the Pope. The Pope takes care of the priests through the Congregation for the Clergy. Therefore, I will take much care in the unity with the Holy Father.
As prefect, he has a privileged view of the 410,000 priests worldwide. He works to ensure that they're able to carry out their ministry as best as possible. And he regrets that the media often focuses only on negative points.
In general, between priests, there is a lot of dedication to duty and pastoral life. There is a strong awareness of their identity, the need for prayer, and that church is guided by the Holy Spirit. We must make ourselves available to grow with the Lord. In other words, to have a smaller role, less feverish, and with more confidence in the Lord.
Cardinal Piacenza explains that the cases of abuse by priests have been especially painful, given the suffering they've caused to the victims and the harm they brought on the Church. He expects the procedures will be simplified for handling such cases. They aim to stop the abuse from ever happening again, and also to call on those responsible to make a thorough examination of conscience.
You have to make an examination of conscience on the discernment of vocations, about the methods in seminars, and on the theology that is being explained. Because you cannot expect a person living in an environment where there is an absence of correct moral theology or Christology to bear good fruit. These fruits are aberrant and are born from misconceptions and a certain reluctance in the human and spiritual growth.
In particular, he calls on those responsible for training future priests to keep their eyes open and aware in order to help prepare them properly.
Teachers should keep their eyes wide open, because if one should become a priest, this person must be somewhat exceptional, because they will have to navigate in an ever-agitated sea, in which the dominant culture goes against it. So they should have enough ammunition.
The new prefect for the Congregation for the Clergy doesn't hesitate to define this change in attitude as a reform, but he says it's a reform in the Catholic sense, that is, returning to the source.
I think it's a big task that I do not hesitate to define reform, but reform in the Catholic sense of the word, which is to get as close as possible to the source, close to the heart of Jesus, which is the mystery of the priesthood. Therefore, they must take care of their relationship with God.
This is a reform that follows the path set by Benedict XVI at the close of the Year for Priests, which is a call to all priests in the world to take concrete steps in strengthening their personal relationship with God.